Hi guys, welcome to the second video of this series of learning Java. So now we are ready for writing our first Java program. Just like we write essays and using some kind of word editor, we need a text editor to write our code for Java.
So right now we will learn how to write our first Java program. First we will have to open Notepad++. If this is not already installed in your computer, you should go ahead and install it. What is Notepad++? It is basically a common text editor that developers use. How do we write a Java program? Java is a very verbose programming language. When we say verbose, we mean that there are a lot of words that we have to write compared to the other programming languages in order to get a simple program to work. And there is some boilerplate code that we can add with every program. That is boilerplate meaning that is present in every single program or many programs. Now, for beginners, I think it's a very good thing because it reveals the concept that you may not have known, and it makes what you're trying to do very clear. Every Java program has to have a class. So I will go ahead and write my class by this public class Let's Learn Java. Now, Let's Learn Java is my class name. Here I will open my curly brackets and I will also close them. And in these curly brackets, I will be typing in the functions that I want to type. Right now for this Java code, we will be trying to print a statement. That will be our main motive for this Java code. So we will first write a main function. What will the main function look like is this: public static void main, opening parenthesis, string and arguments, and closing parenthesis. Now this may look really complicated at first, but this is just some boilerplate code that you can just remember. Now I have opened another curly bracket here. This will be termed as the inner curly bracket, in which we will be writing the things that we want the Java program to actually run. So here we were trying to print a statement, right? So we will have to first write a syntax for printing that statement. Now that syntax is like this: system dot out dot print ln, opening parenthesis, opening double quotes, closing parenthesis. In these double quotes, we will write what we want our system to print. I've written the spelling of system wrong. Let's change that. In these double quotes, I will be writing the statement that I want to print. Right now, I'm trying to print "Hello world, it's me, Suhani." Now, this is the statement it will print, and at the very end of it, we will type a semicolon. Now will be our first Java code. We will go ahead and save this. How will we save this? We will go to File, go to Save As, and then you can browse wherever you want to save it. Now the file name, giving the file name, we have to make sure that our class name and the file name are the same. So as my class name was Let's Learn Java, my file name will also be Let's Learn Java. At the very end of it, I will have to give an extension of .java, and then I will go ahead and save this. This is now saved. We will go ahead and learn how the output will come out as in the next slide. Now we will be learning how to compile a Java code and execute a Java code using the command line on command prompt. To execute our Java program, we will first have to go to our command prompt and open the command prompt. Here, we will have to change our directories to wherever we saved our file of Let's Learn Java. So I will change my directories first. I saved it under the name Suhani, and under Suhani, I saved it under Java Test. So now I have opened Java Test. In this Java Test, I have to first compile my Java code. For compiling a Java code, you need to write Java C. And after that, you need to write the name of your file, which is Let's Learn Java.java. Do not forget to add the extension of .java. After this, we will have to run our Java file. That is Java. Let's learn Java. Over here, we need to type in our class name. Now that we have typed in our class name, if I press enter, you will see that it prints, "Hello world, it's me, Suhani." Now if I go back to my notepad++ and if I see over here that I have written, "Hello world, it's me, Suhani." If I want to edit this into, "Hello world, it's me, Suhani, and I love ice cream." And if I save this by pressing Ctrl S, and if I change my tab onto this, and if I go over here and I try to print it again by typing Java, let's learn Java. And if I press enter, you will see that it still shows, "Hello world, it's me, Suhani," and not the rest of the sentence saying, "I love ice cream." To enter the rest of the sentence, we need to compile our Java code once again by entering Java C. Let's learn Java.java. After this, we have to again run our program saying Java. Let's learn Java. And if I press enter, I will see that the whole sentence is printed saying, "Hello world, it's me, Suhani, and I love ice cream." That is all for running the Java program as of now. Let's learn more in the next slide. As you have just seen, how long a Java program can be just to run one line and to print one line. Over time, the Java codes get larger and larger, and although you can compile and run Java programs with the help of the terminal, it is often faster to use an IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, and an assembly of software that we can use to build and run our Java programs, just like the command line. The main difference between IDE and the previously used command prompt is that this IDE has already built-in features that is specifically for the purpose of faster execution of our code. It also has a GUI or a graphical user interface, meaning we won't have to type in commands. Third, we can click a button of our code to run and build the code. Ultimately, just like we use the Photoshop to edit photos, we can use a special software, an IDE, to edit or run our code. It is also very helpful in debugging our code. There are many different IDEs or integrated development environments that you can write a code with. But in this course, we'll be using the IntelliJ, which is made by the company JetBrains. As I already have it installed in my computer, I will simply open up my IDE. When I open it up, I will already have a file that is up and running on it. But for your convenience, I will be making a new project so that you can understand how to make a new project. First, we will go on File, we will click on New, and then over here we will see Project. For any big or major project that you want to make, you should have a separate project of your own. Here I will click Next, then we will click Next again, and I will name my file as whatever I want to name it. Right now I want to name it Hello World. So I have entered that in and I will finish my file. Then I will open my file. When I open my file, this is how it will look like. On the very left hand side, we have the navigation panel. This allows us to navigate different files in our project. When we look into this further, we will see that there is a .idea folder that holds the metadata about our project. But the main code of our Java program will be in the src folder or the source code folder. You'll also notice that on the top right hand side, we have a lot of buttons over here that allow us to run through or debug the Java program. This button that you see here lets you run the Java program, but it is grayed out right now because we do not have any Java program up and running. This also lets you debug the whole Java program. And the middle portion of this, as you can see right now, is blank because we have not created or selected a Java file. We'll do that in the next slide. Now, let us write the Hello World code in the IDE. Now, let us recreate the Java code that we did in Notepad++. For this, we will go to SRC and right click the option. Here you will see the option New. You will go ahead with Java class. Over here, you will name your class. I'm going to name it Java Learning. And when I press enter, I will see that there is already a public class named Java Learning. As you saw in Notepad++, we had to type all of this in, but here it is ready-made. Remember when we talked about boilerplate code? Every Java program must have a main function. So the IDE has shortcuts that makes the boilerplate code easier and faster to write. So here, all I have to enter is main and then wait for a little bit and it will show me some options. When I click this option, you will realize that all of those public static void were already filled in by the IDE. Now we wanted to print a statement. For that, we had to enter system.out.println. Here then I will add the parenthesis and the double quotes. In the double quotes, I will write hello world using IDE. Now I will close my parenthesis and then at the very end I will add a semicolon. Now to run this code, I will go to Java Learning, that was my class name, and I will right click it. And if you go down a little bit, you will see the option of run. When I click this, it will run my Java code. It will also compile it before running it. See, over here you can see hello world using IDE. Now that was one way to run the Java code. Suppose I want to run it by some other way. This had two button clicks in it. Suppose I want to run it with one button click. All I need to do is I need to press this button at the very top right hand side. If I press this will also compile and run my Java code to give me the output hello world using IDE. What does this IDE do for us? It contains a code editor where we write our code. The IDE also contains a debugger, which we will come to in later videos. An IDE also has many other features which make writing code easier. As we just saw for the main function, IDE helps in code completion. Although an IDE is not necessarily to write code, it can be very helpful because it has the extra tools that make developing code a little faster and more straightforward. Congratulations, you have finally completed your first Java program and you have reached the end of this video. In the next video, we will talk more about coding in Java. So stay tuned and do like and subscribe to our channel.